Television does not exist for spiritual growth. Let God be your study partner. Nature must be the lesson book for children. There are too many Christians who function just like the world, and that's unfair to the world. Be a co-laborer with God in raising your children. Listen to verse 17. These boys were faithful to God. Read verse 17 with me. For these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. God gave them. That's not to suggest they did not study. God rewarded their study by giving them what their hardest study without Him could not have given to them. He gave them knowledge and wisdom to such an extent that Nebuchadnezzar, having examined them, found them 10 times better. Because they were co-laborers with God in that project of learning. Be a co-laborer with God in raising your children. Don't raise them on the television. Television does not exist for spiritual growth. Don't raise them with video games. Take back the, well, seldom destroy them. You sell them, someone else may buy them. Just destroy them, apologize to God for wasting His money, destroy them. Take them out in the woods and teach them who made the plants, who made the flowers. And it costs you how much? Nothing. This is not my wisdom, this is Ellen White. Nature must be the lesson book for children. And she writes, children raised this way are quick to recognize the voice of God. Be a laborer with God in raising your children. And I'll leave that alone. It's a sensitive subject. But one of the greatest curses on society is a badly raised child. You know, when John the Baptist, when the angel spoke to Zacharias, he said, fear not, Zacharias, Luke 1:13, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. Verse 14 says, and thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. There are people who are crying because certain people were born. I wish he had never been born. The angel said, people will rejoice. They will be glad that you had this child. Be a laborer with God in raising your children. Be a laborer with God in your education. Let God be the silent partner, but the leading partner, so that your education is pursued for one overriding purpose, that you will use it to advance God's kingdom. Let me get you a little angry with me, but please be angry with a smile. The purpose of education is not to get a job. That's the way the world thinks, and we have adopted the thinking of the world. And so we're no different. Let me say it again. I hope this recording system is working. The purpose of an education is not first and foremost to get a job. The purpose of an education is to make us useful in this world and more useful in the world to come. Let me give you the definition. Education, page 13, paragraph 1. Our ideas of education take too narrow and too low a range. There's need for a broader scope, a higher aim. True education means more than the pursuit of a certain course of study. It means more than a preparation for the life that now is. It has to do with the whole being and with the whole period of existence possible to man, that is eternity. It is the harmonious development of the physical, the mental, the spiritual powers. Listen now, it prepares the student for the joy of service in this world. Notice the joy of service in this world. She goes on to say, and for the higher joy of wider service in the world to come. Let God be your study partner, because He is the source of all knowledge. Young people, whatever you study, look for God. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. The physical world teaches us about God. Let God be your study partner or your tutor. Be a co-laborer with God in your business. It is better to lose money honestly than to make it dishonestly. You look uncomfortable. I'll try to end this as quick as I can. But I have to say it. There are too many Christians who function just like the world, and that's unfair to the world. Because the world needs to see what a genuine Christian looks like, so they can make an intelligent decision to be one.